Welcome back. In this lecture, we will discuss ethics in data analytics. Here is our lesson objective. So we will look at some key principles of the American Statistical Association from their ethical guidelines that are relevant to data analytics, so are items that you should think about as a machine learning professional. And we will discuss each in turn. So the first is professional integrity and accountability. So this deals with using appropriate methods. And so if you have a given problem, that you are selecting the right kind of machine learning model, the right type of data, and you're not doing it to game the results. So to drive a certain result, that's getting into unethical behavior. So you want to use the best result or the best type of approach to get a true result. Identifying and reducing factors that may bias the results. And so this kind of goes back to our discussions in other lectures on bias and fairness in machine learning. And then finally, another key thing is to be disclosing any conflicts of interest that you may have when working on a particular project. So this is particularly true if you're doing something like consulting work or work for hire, where you need to be upfront about any potential conflict of interest, because as you could imagine, in implementing a system, it could be really easy to gamify results. So the next deals with integrity of the data and the methods. And so disclosing the processes that are used to analyze and interpret data, and this also goes a lot along the lines of our discussions of fairness, being able to show and explain, how a result came about, and also talk about the methodology that you use. Conveying results in a meaningful and truthful manner. So there is, so there are ways to visualize results that will make it ambiguous as to what they mean. We need to avoid that and instead be kind of, reporting the facts. And also, sharing data that are used in the analysis is important, but the limit to that is maintaining confidentiality, so like what we've discussed with our data privacy and security lecture. So if you're dealing with a user of machine learning, it is also part of our responsibility as machine learning professionals to educate clients on kind of the techniques that we're using. And also, again, strive to make knowledge widely available, but always while respecting confidentiality and any kind of privileged information or information disclosed under NDA. And then this one is especially important if you're working in, say, a university setting or a research lab, or even if you're doing stuff that is dealing with things like, say, online marketing or online advertising, where you're dealing with data from human subjects that are used in the model. And so understanding the best practices to protect those individuals is really crucial. That's why we have discussed in other lectures data privacy and security in some detail, as well as ensuring measurements are taken to protect the privacy and confidentiality of the individuals. And so this is, of course, extremely important because you're dealing with people's lives, and breaches of data can result in significant personal damage to people. So allegations regarding misconduct. So condoning, someone providing bad results or results that are skewed, whether intentionally or not. It's a good idea to speak up and make that known, but at the same point, realizing the difference between, when your opinion is different versus when there's been an error made in in analytics, and also knowing that when someone else's error is just a result of inexperience versus malicious behavior. You also don't want to be retaliating against people who may call attention to potential errors or misconduct as well. So anyway, this concludes our lecture on ethics for data analytics. Stay tuned for more content.